crazy? Or didn't you quit?
When?
Friday.
Oh, what, Dad? Are you kidding? I didn't quit. Why, you took that seriously.
You mean laughing stock, all that stuff?
Come on, will you stop it?
No brains, no ability?
Teasing. What?
Ooh, guys, sometimes no matter how you try, no matter how hard you try in life, you find out and you end up in a classic George Costanza situation.
You can't win. You can't beat me. That's why I'm here and you're there. Because I'm a winner. I'll always be a winner. And you'll always be a loser.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So sometimes, it is that good old George Costanza deal where you have a guy that, thinks that he's better than everybody in the room or in the locker room. And then he quits. And he quits only to find out that, guess what? The grass that he thought that was greener on the other side wasn't so green. And guess what? He gotta find his way right back home somehow. And this is not a prodigal son deal. This is a George Costanza son deal. So don't get it twisted, y'all. So what am I talking about? We're talking about our George Costanza-like boy, Romelu Lukaku, whom Inter Milan boss has pretty much said, listen, Chelsea, you can run, but you can't hide. I've done my job I've done my own part trying to help you all to babysit your boy for 1 year, and I'm tired. Lukaku is your player. He's your headache to worry about. Y'all please come in and pick up your boy. I mean, this is rough, guys. This is a really rough one. But all jokes aside, I mean, Lukaku is a player that cost Chelsea almost 100 million pounds cash. Only about roughly 2 years ago. It's not up to 2 years. This season is the second season of a 5-year deal. So Lukaku still has another, by the end of this season-long loan, Lukaku will have another 3 years left on his deal. And it's been by any kind of metric that you use, and even the most optimistic of chaps, it's been an absolute disaster of a transfer deal. It's easily the worst deal ever in the history of Chelsea. This deal went south almost from few days, few weeks into his playing time. And that is the issue that I have with Lukaku. Yes, Chelsea does need a front man. Chelsea does need a striker. And Lukaku, in all fairness to him, when he's fit and in the right mood, he's more than enough of a striker that will help Chelsea to achieve its goals and objectives on the football field. But that is a big if, as we found out the hard way last season, because Lukaku is a very moody player. He's a bit of an egomaniac, right? In that everything has to come through him. If the ball is not coming through him or to him, he's just not involved in the play. He's not involved. He's not bothered. He's not going to chase anybody down. He's not going to, he's just a player that's just waiting to be fed. and that's not how our Chelsea was playing as a team under Tuchel, and it sure as heck is not the way that Chelsea plays under Potter. So it's a headache that we're still gonna have. It's still a headache. The man is not gonna change. You cannot teach old dogs new tricks. And I'm not saying that he's an old dog, but he's an experienced player who is set in his ways, and his way is my way or the highway, right? If another player, even if another player is on the field, let's say Havertz is on the field banging in goals while Lukaku is on the bench. Kaku is going to complain. We saw that last season. That's exactly what happened last season when Chelsea was playing well, was on top of the league. They were scoring goals at a point where we were scoring goals. But then, Lukaku had to then give that, crazy ass interview that basically all but pretty much began to turn our season on a downward spiral. So that is the issue that we have, that I personally have with Luke. I don't have an issue with him as a goal scorer. If he is a committed team player, then he will fit. But the problem is that I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that will convince me that Lukaku is a committed team player for this Chelsea team. All right. And the Inter has supposedly a team that he felt comfortable with. They don't want him. Inter doesn't want him. Inter fans don't even want him back. The owner doesn't want him. Zaghi would rather play 36-year-old Zeko, right? Than Lukaku. So that is an issue. So for me, this is not something that Graham Potter can afford. This current Chelsea squad has a lot of young players, the likes of Enzo, Mudryk, for Fana, both of the for Fanas, Badashil, Noni, Chukwuemeka. There's a whole bunch. We have a lot of young players. We don't need a bad apple to just, you feel me, get these young players and they're having the wrong ideas. We need young players that are open, they're impressionable, and you want to fill their minds with nothing but positivity. And so that's, Chelsea cannot afford that. We can't afford to infect these young players with negative ideas in the locker room. So this, I'm sorry to say, but this is one where Todd Bowley is going to have to pull up his big boy pants, and this is going to be a loss either way. There's no way to cut this deal. He's either going to do a loan, take whatever loan bread he can get out of the deal. He's still going to have to throw some bread back in the deal, right? Because Luke is on massive wages, so Chelsea's gonna have to pay probably half of his wages. The loan team will pay the other half, and then and give Chelsea like maybe 5-10 million in loan fee. It's gonna be a wash. So at least in terms of FFP, right? It's not costing Bowley in terms of having to pay out on his salary. It's not going to cost the net effect will be a zero net effect on the Chelsea books in terms of his Lukaku's salary outlay while he's on loan. In terms of his book value as transfer fee value, that right there is just like a big fat L. And then, of course, then the worst case deal is just outright sell. Either way, if you outright sell Luke, it's going to be at a massive L, because I don't see any team even paying 50 mil for Luke, right? And even for the deal to go through, Lukaku has to even agree to even take like a massive wage cut, like about 50 percent wage cut. Why would he do that at this point of his career? So he's not going to sign off on his sale. It's going to be loans from now on till who knows when. So that's the way I see it. So, but in the time being, we still have the need for some say that we don't, but hey, when you have a player like uh, Osimhen who is out there, who has pretty much put out the messages out there saying, listen, I'm ready for the next chapter in my career, and is Premier League or a bust. Premier League, I'm coming to the Premier League by a hook or by a crook, by fire or by force. I'm coming to the Premier League. That's what Osimhen has said. And yeah, notwithstanding that PSG has thrown their name in the hat and they got money, I don't see PSG getting Osimhen, with all due respect to PSG and their big money. Osimhen has already played in France, been there and done that. He's now gone to Serie A, torn up the Serie A league. I mean, they're gonna win the league title this season, and who knows what's going to happen in the Champions League. They already have one foot in the quarterfinals. They're probably going to get the second foot in the quarterfinals pretty much by the end of today. So so he's just ready to come to England. And in England, as it is right now, there's only two major contenders for Osimhen's signature. It's either Man U or it's Chelsea. And regardless of all of the comparisons to Drogba and the fact that he either had a Drogba shirt or something way back when he was in Lagos or whatever, the bottom line is Man U versus Chelsea. And in terms of Chelsea, first let's talk about the transfer. The transfer fee is going to be anywhere between 100 million pounds, minimum, to upwards of 130 million pounds, right? So it's going to be expensive. And Napoli boss doesn't sell his players cheap. If and when he agrees to, first, he doesn't like to sell. Like, you almost have to basically twist his arm for him to sell his players, right? I mean, we Chelsea fans, know that, because we have dealt with we've obtained a few players from Napoli, and we know how hard, how difficult, and how expensive it's been to actually buy players from Napoli. So it's it's gonna be a massive fee either way. And then Chelsea then has to then worry about the fact that, having spent 600 million, how are we gonna fit in Osimhen into our FFP? So that's again for Bowley and his backroom staff to crunch the numbers. I mean, Chelsea currently has an over bloated squad that they just have to fire sale. It's going to be a fire sale this summer. A whole bunch of guys are going to have to be sold. And I mean, in terms of money wise, just those sales alone who knows, might even be enough. It should be enough to raise more than 100 million. So I feel like, I mean, from a money point of view, if Chelsea is able to do a good job of offloading the excess players that it has in terms of raising transfer generating transfer fee cash from the sales, plus washing those players salaries off Chelsea's books. The dual effect of offloading those players is going to create room, if you may, in a U.S. term. It's going to create salary cap room to bring Osimhen to Chelsea. And if you have room and you can make it work from an FFP point of consideration, then it's a deal that Bowley must ensure that he gets this deal done this summer, one way or another. Okay, so to conclude, for me, it's clearly Lukaku out, Osimhen in. Guys, how do y'all feel about that? Subscribe to my channel. Take care. God bless you all. Peace.